Hello, everybody. Welcome. Today, we are going to learn how to automate your entire LinkedIn content system using Claude Code from 0 to 3 months of content, leads, and sales in next 30 minutes. All right, so let me get started. I hope the screen share is visible to everyone. So, now the real problem, let's just understand the real problem. The real problem is the hook. The hook is your core promise. Now, the problem is it's not just that writing that's broken. Most people have no system underneath, no clear niche, no content framework, no way to turn the post into a money making system. Now, what most of the people do is simply go on ChatGPT or Gemini or any other AI tool and they simply write a prompt, write a post on XYZ topic. Or sometimes they give a 500 word limit or a 1000 word limit. There's no proper system, there's no proper framework utilized to write a content in a meaningful manner. Now, because of this, every other post sounds AI written. Now, no one wants to have a AI written content. People want a human touch. That's what we are going to learn today. The complete AI powered operating system. Today, we will see how an exact system will work for us from zero to a full month of LinkedIn content, leads, and sales in under 30 minutes. Now, it all runs through Claude. So make sure you have a Claude active subscription. Now, the first topic we are going to understand is niche clarity. It is very important so that it's more like a foundation stone for your whole business. Most of the time, people don't even know their niche. They are selling to everything to everybody, and in exact real time situation, they have zero sales because they're talking to nobody. Now, content creation is the second topic we'll understand. The third one is lead capture, and the last, monetization. Let's start with the root cause. Why most people fail on LinkedIn? Three reasons people fail, and honestly none of them are bad writing. They are no sub niche focus, no content system, no monetization path. They talk to everybody, which means they talk to nobody. Like vanilla, I help businesses grow. Specific, I help 7-figure SaaS founders reduce churn through email sequences. When it comes to content system, they just simply wake up, stare at a blank screen, and either posting something random or don't post at all. Again, inconsistency, it actually kills the growth faster than the bad content does. So you need to be very much consistent. You need to set your schedules, when and what time you're going to post. If your time and if your flexibility allows you to post every day, that is highly recommendable, but at least try to post 3 times a week. Now, no monetization past. They post for months, get some likes, they have zero pipeline from social media to email list to paid offer to a high ticket service. Content without the business workflow is just a hobby, and most of the people are actually doing it like a hobby. They just are chasing some numbers, likes, comments, followers. That's it. There's no structured path how to navigate a person who liked your post to adding it to the email list, nurturing that lead to a longer time, and then asking for some business. No one has a clear path, clear workflow, and that's why they are stuck. So here's the system I built with Claude that fixes all three in 5 layers. Now, the complete framework. The first is niche lock plus persona build. In the first layer, we are going to lock your niche, build a persona according to your particular business. We are going to define your sub niche, backstory, opinions, and signature stories. Like what makes you different from others? What is that one thing which you are doing which is good and others are lacking? The second thing is content matrix. We are going to at least generate at least 64 content ideas using topics cross styles framework. Now it's more like intersection of topics and styles. We are going to decide some initial topics using your niche and backstory and opinions, and then some styles like your tonality. Is it something you are very aggressive or highly energetic, or you are someone who just wants to calmly give the value instead of asking for anything as in return, like maybe a follow, maybe a subscribe? We'll define everything one by one. The third thing is post assembly system. We are going to write 3 high performing posts using anatomy. Okay. Now the fourth one is profile funnel and lead capture. We are going to convert profile visitors into email subscribers. For that, I'm also going to integrate one module when it comes to email creation, lead nurturing, and cold email list building. Now I need you guys to stay with me for the next few more minutes and we'll understand everything in detail. Last one is revenue engine. Turn content into leads, newsletters, and sales. Okay. Layer 1, niche lock persona build. This is the foundation. This is going to decide if your LinkedIn is going to win or going to lose. Now, sub niche clarity is very important. 5 filters to define your sub niche. Price tier, like for 7-figure business owners, 5-figure business owners. If you're just starting out, maybe you're going to target MSMEs, middle, small businesses and all. Demography. This is again a very important sub niche. Sometimes people go for maybe college students, or maybe for particular specific area, like someone who just wants people from London, maybe someone who just want people from US. It can be anything. Quality level, a lot of people go for low ticket. They think that in low ticket I can go for a higher volume and can make more money, and that's where they get squeezed out with the clients. They pay you less and they ask you more, and they try to squeeze you as much as they can, and you're not able to say no to them because you're thinking, if I say no, I'll lose the money. Now the fourth one is psychographics. Example for for specific mission driven founders, like having a one mission which you are serving. Most of the times I see companies who are only working with NGOs who are serving for cancer related things, or maybe some other medical related things. Similarly, you can be someone who has ad services, paid ad services for only cosmetic brands, or maybe clothing brands or something. So choose your psychographics accordingly. Now verticals. Now for which particular industry, maybe healthcare, maybe cosmetics, maybe clothing, it can be anything. You need to define your 5 pointers: price, demography, quality, psychographics, and vertical. Okay. Now the cloud output will be sub niche statement, like taglines should be something like I help who, do what, and how. You have to define these things. After this video, I'm going to drop a questionnaire also. You can either simply upload that questionnaire in your Claude, or maybe fill it manually and upload it to them. In this way, the Claude will understand what to generate, for whom to generate, and how to generate. Now write it down somewhere. 5 specific pain points are required and 3 desired outcomes are required. Okay. Pain points, self-explanatory. You know what are the pain points of your clients and customers are there. And outcomes, you already know that what are the outcomes your client and customers are looking for. So you have to simply write it accordingly. Now the next phase is persona build, where we have to add a 7-step backstory framework, like the obstacle, the relatable starting point. Why should I take your service? Why not someone else's service? You have to start the conversation in such a way where I feel that you also share the same problem which I am sharing right now. So a relatable starting point. The second thing is internal struggle, how you felt. Feelings are very important when it comes to sale, because nobody likes to get sold. People like to share the same starting point. People like to share the same feeling. People like to share the same tribe. So you have to make them feel that you also felt the all struggles and all those things. Now the third point, external struggle, what others saw, like the results. Sometimes founders, people who are outside the world, they feel like, oh, there is a business owner or founder, he has no issues, everything is sorted for him. They don't know the internal things. So you have to show them the internal struggle and the external struggle of your story. Now the fourth, change event, like the decision from this to transformation. The fifth one is spark, the moment of clarity. What was your moment of clarity? You have to think about it. Take 10 to 15 minutes and then think about all these stories, because one wrong step, one wrong move will completely redefine your whole LinkedIn personal brand story. So you have to think very carefully. This is your foundation. Sixth is the guide, who helped you. Like it can be your own experiences, it can be repeating the mistakes again and again and figuring it out, what is working, what is not working. It can be a mentor, it can be a coach, it can be anything. Think about it. Last one is the result, where you are now, like how from point A to point B you have achieved. The whole story needs to be completely defined in bullet points. Now strong opinions extraction, like I just want you to turn vanilla answers into a polarizing, scrolling, stopping statements. It should not be like just generic from everyone. It should be very specific. Think about it, you will figure out it very good way. Now 3 signature stories. Like it can be something about your character, something about a situation, something about an insight, something which you feel like you got it because of some specific XYZ situation you were into. It is your character signature story. Everyone has their own signature stories. Sometimes you're traveling to somewhere here and there and you got a client and now it is a memorable story for you. So think about these stories and collect them together. Now your niche, your backstory, your opinions, stories are the content. Claude just helps you extract them. Okay. These are the things which are going to make you a good, successful personal brand. People will start relating to you. Like there should be something to relate, right? All right. Next, let's move to the layer 2, the content metrics. Now, our personal brand is defined, our backstory is written, now everything is set. Now we have 64 content ideas in 30 seconds. That is our 3 months of weekday content. Okay. The access one is topics. 8 topics from your sub niche. Okay, now we have already covered sub niche in the last slide, where I told you guys how to write your price tier, demography, quality level, psychographics, and vertical. So think about it. Now, eight topics from your sub niches. Content style can be observation, motivational, contrain, present versus future, actionable, analytical, X versus Y. It can be different content styles. All your topics combining all the different angles, you can create 64 pieces of content. Now, the audience size is very big. The market is very big. There are people who like observational content, there are people who like motivational niche, there are people who like actionable content. So there is an audience for pretty much every sort of content style. That's why we are going to create 64 content ideas. Okay. Now, for each combination, Claude writes topic plus style equal to one line post concept. Example: sales email plus contrain is equals to why shorter subject lines aren't always better. That level of specificity is what makes Claude output actually good. Okay. Now, layer 3, the post assembly system. This is the 3-part anatomy of high performing LinkedIn posts. Number 1 is trailer, number 2 is meat, number 3 is summary plus CTC. Okay. The trailer part, first 2-3 lines before see more. I'm sure you have seen LinkedIn content. The first 2 lines is like help you understand if you're going to open the whole content or you're going to simply skip it. So you have to write the first 2 to 3 lines in a very clean way, right? Line 1 is scroll stopper, bold, claim, counterintuitive stat, curiosity driven statement. Line 2 is something interest builder, where you add something that creates an interest. Line 3 is a hook line. Last line before see more makes it irresistible. Someone needs to read that line and feel that, okay, now I have to see the whole story. Okay. Now the second thing is the meat, the actual teaching, the actual insight and the value. One idea per line, short paragraphs, white space is a good weapon, I would say. If you see content right now trending in LinkedIn, it is something like this. Let me write it and show it to you. So it is something like one line is there, then 2 lines are there, then there is a space. Let me draw the space with. Okay. So this is your space area. Then again people write 1 line, 2 line, and then a small space. That actually helps the audience to read it in a neat and nice manner. Okay. All right then. Just a second. All right. So now the summary and the CTC. That is like a last wrap up where we are asking the person to summarize it in 2-3 lines, the entire post's value, or maybe a call to action or call to conversion where you ask a question to trigger more comments. And again, avoid generic CTAs like follow me for more or something like that. Like create something good, like what is your ROAS, or if you're doing for some ad related content, or maybe what is your return to origin rate if you're doing some e-commerce related content. Think about it, what can be one thing which is not generic, it's completely specific to your post and can actually drive more comments for you. Okay. Now, quick post rules: 150 words maximum, no hashtag strings, no emoji strings, 3 variations per prompt. First line is very important and must work in a feed preview with zero context. Okay. Now, content path: leading, discovering, and reporting. Share from your own experience, share what you have researched, and share what experts says. Okay. Think about all these 3 verticals and then create your content accordingly. In the end, I'm also going to give my own articrafts where you guys can simply have a plug and play system and just give some quick initial ideologies about your backstory and brand, and then simply can get started more content automatically using Claude. Okay. But I need you to understand these concepts so that manually also you understand the logic behind the content. What is the reason why we are going to write this type of content? Okay. Now, the authenticity formula: 80% AI, 20% human is equal to 100% authentic. How to make Claude output sounds like you. 80% should be Claude, 20% you, like adding your personal details and all. Now, Claude fills the framework. You just add 2-3 personal details that only you would know. That's the secret to making an AI generated content sound authentically human. Now, what are the pro tips? Let's just say the vanilla example, that is, email marketing is useful. Instead of that, if you can simply say, if you're not emailing your list daily, you are leaving 6 figures on the table. Now you're creating an opinion where you're making the audience feel like something is missing. They're missing something on the table. The first line is very generic, saying email marketing is useful. I already know it is useful. I need to know what I am not doing and what I am losing out. Okay. Now what makes this different? You're not just asking Claude to write a post. You're giving it the exact anatomy of what makes a LinkedIn post perform. Okay. Claude fills the framework, you add the personal touches, and it treats 100% authentic. Now the authentic formula is clear, I hope. Let's move to the next slide. That is profile funnel plus lead capture. This is very important segment because this is going to help you. Now, in the first segment, we have already covered the content. Now we are going to cover the lead part. This is important as it's going to help you capture more and more leads for your business, and then adding them to a sales flow, maybe adding to a nurture sequence, or maybe setting some sales rep and appointment setters to get some appointments done over there. Now your profile is a clean landing page. It's not a resume. I have seen a lot of people going with a resume type of profile. It should be like a landing page, like the way a landing page is. It is specifically designed to ask the visitor to perform a specific action. The main difference between a landing page and a website is, in website you have a lot of click actions, menus are there, a lot of buttons are there, but when it comes to landing page, it is very specifically clean designed, understanding with the hero section, then the value section, then the offer, and then asking for a particular CTA, maybe call book, or maybe a lead, or maybe an email sign up, something. So understand this concept in a much more better way. If someone visits your profile, there's no clear next step, no lead magnet, no CTA, no way to get on your email list. You're wasting every post you have ever written. Now, why are we posting? We are not just posting to get some initial 4-5 likes for that particular one post. We are posting so that if someone resonates with our ideology, can at least open our profile and come to our page and can follow us or can come into our system, our funnel. Now, if you don't have a CTA, if you don't have a particular lead magnet, why should I come and put my email ID on your channel or on your LinkedIn page, right? So banner image copy is very important. It needs to be very much neat and clean. It should show who you are, what you do, and why I should choose you, something like that. Okay. Now, it must communicate like who you help and problem you solve, some sort of this thing. Now the tagline, it appears on every comment. So the formula is very simple. I help, who, do what, and how. So I help business owners generate lead generation using AI. This is my tagline. Okay. You can think about yours according to your niche and all. Now the featured section, it is the lead magnet showcase. The whole goal is to collect email addresses while you sleep. So like when I posted my LinkedIn content, right now it's almost 2 a.m. I'm recording this video. There is definitely 2 p.m. in the Pacific time zone and maybe some different time in Australian time zone. So people are still active. They're still watching the content, right? So even if I'm sleeping, my lead magnet is actually helping me generate at least 2 or 3 leads every particular day. Now about section, this is your 200 word conversion copy. Now think of it like, you're summarizing everything about you in a very clean way. Who you help plus the transformation, how much your help actually generated the results. Social proof, it actually builds your credibility. If you have helped people, definitely you have testimonies or case studies, you can definitely share it over there. What makes you different? Like right now, there are endless people who are selling the same service. There are endless people who are doing content creation, lead generation. That's why people should choose your service. Why not their service? So that is something which makes you different. So you have to write something about that. Now, a very clean and clear CTA. Like after understanding this, there should be something to come and join your ecosystem. The CTA audit, identify the drop-off points. Okay. Now review your full profile, find out where visitor leaves without taking action, and then fix those things. Okay. Now the last layer, that is the revenue engine. This is very important. Understand the step pipeline. LinkedIn post, we have covered it in the starting. After automating this LinkedIn post, automated into multiple 2-3 layers. Now we have asked for email capture. Every featured section is a lead magnet. It is a into your ecosystem door. It's like a door. If I opens it up, I am in your ecosystem now. Now the third thing is a weekly newsletter. Now I need you to write something so that your audience is having weekly. They're not forgetting you. They're still recalling you why I have subscribed to your particular page. Okay. Now the low ticket offer. It can be $5 via $50, something like maybe a simple subscription for a newsletter, or maybe a simple subscription for the insights or ad copies, or maybe core strategies which is packed by insights and all, which is not just AI written strategy for everyone. It should be something which actually comes from real research and all. The last thing is high ticket escalation. Once they are into your community, once they are into your system, you can think about, if you are doing a coaching model, you can ask for them for a particular one-on-one coaching or a VIP coaching, if you are in more like a service-based industry, you can simply tell them that you have already tried, my tips and tricks which I shared you earlier. If you have time, you can definitely implement. If you want me to implement, definitely I'm open to take some more clients. Sometimes you don't even need that, because the moment people trust your content, they simply come and ask you if you have a slot to take them as a coaching student or as a consulting client. It's always a win-win. Most of the time, that's how I have generated my business more than $10,000 in the last 2-3 months. Even in the current situation of war and everything happening in the market, I'm able to generate this much amount of money only and only because of my content. My content is good, people trust me, and then they come to my funnel. Very simple. CATT: content, attention, trust, and transaction. That's how it is. Now, the newsletter structure. Let's talk about the newsletter. Very simple. Subject line, it should be curiosity driven, less than 50 characters. It should not be more than 50 characters. You can try 2-3 options, maybe a A/B testing, something like that. Second thing is opening. 2-3 sentences, very personal, conversational, not a recap. It should not be like, a summary or something here and there, which just feel like every other post, maybe written by a AI or something. It should be personal and conversational. The main insight, like what is the main narrative of this particular post? It should be very clear and less than, I would say, 200 words roughly. Okay. Now the quick hits, like summarize the post as a one-line takeaway with the links. You have to, if you're not able to do it, definitely you can ask Claude to do that for you. So you have to simply first write a first draft of your newsletter and then ask Claude to summarize it into 4 bullet points, where they could have a takeaway or maybe a ebook or maybe a guide which can help them in a much more better way. Now, super signature, it is something you can ask for a low ticket offer, and if they qualifies enough, definitely they'll also come to a high ticket offer as well. Okay, you have to test the waters. Is there actually going to be someone who actually trusts your, I would say, agenda, or actually trust your particular learning, particular coaching or consulting, whatever you're currently doing? Okay. Now the super signature block. What can be the super signature? It can be a free resource, maybe a lead magnet link with one line value proposition or something, maybe a low ticket product. Usually I do paid consulting, or maybe sometimes I do newsletters where I share my own insights of maybe my cold email copies, my subject lines or something, for $9 a month, $10 a month, something like that. Sometimes I give my consultation call for $100 for 45 minutes. So it can be a low ticket product. Okay. Once these things are tested out and you tested the waters, then you can either ask them for a CTA with coaching or community related business, or maybe a consulting business, or most of the time they simply come and ask you yourself. Okay, sorry, ask you themselves. Now, maintain your voice feels like a letter from a friend, not a corporate broadcast. It should not be looking like a company sending them a promotional email. It should look like a friend is sending them something like a gift, or something like something which can help their business. A very simple rule of business is give so much of value to others, they actually succeed in their business, and they will never leave you or your business. They'll always be a loyal customer to your brand. So always operate in this mindset. Always go in the mindset of giving to them instead of asking what they could offer to you. Okay. Now, the last thing is the selling rhythm, the 80-20 selling cadence. Now, build trust and revenue with the right balance. 80% value, it can be Monday to Thursday, offer can be on Friday, and success can, trust and revenue can come on weekdays, weekends, like Saturday and Sunday. Monday to Thursday, you can teach them observations, patterns you have noticed in industry. Right now, the wars are happening. Most of you people are already running businesses for 5 to 10 years. You have seen the ups and the downs of your business. You can share the observations, how market reacts when the situation is tough and the times are, crushing each other. You can think about like something like that. You can think about stories, like personal experience that illustrate key lessons. You can maybe also share how-tos, like how to set up an ad copy, how to set up a lead magnet, all those things, actionable step-by-step guidance. You can also challenge conventional wisdom. So these are something which you can do on Monday to Thursday, like teaching them. Friday can be an offer, not a hard pitch, not something like an expiring 30-minute something that it is going to expire quickly and making an additional fake trigger of promise. It can be very simple, that here's a valuable insight, and by the way, I'm opening 3 spots for my, let's say, coaching program next month, or maybe for my consultation program. Initially try to test waters with low ticket things, with giving consultation calls asking for an audit, all those things. Once you feel that this is a business which you can actually scale with your either your coaching program or your consultation program, then go all in all and with full commitment. I've seen a lot of people, they are just thinking about how to cash in more and more and more without thinking about how to help the person on the other hand. Don't go with this logic. You will burn your brand value in the long run. Think about the long term. Okay, now the rhythm builds the trust and revenue. Think about it very carefully. Now the complete overview, the full system recap. The time investment breakdown is niche persona locks your positioning. It's just a one-time thing you have to build. Okay, it is going to take you at least 30 minutes, to be very honest, because I know most of business owners, they never get enough time to think about their own past thing, whatever they have done, and collect them in a detailed document. So it is definitely going to take you some time. The second thing is content matrix, that is going to generate 64 slides. That's barely 10 minutes a month. Just 10 minutes a month. You can even do it once and for all the next 2-3 months, whatever suits your time best. Now the third thing is post assembly, writing a daily post. Again, once your post is generated, once your ideas are generated, you can write something on your own. As I already mentioned, first draft should be written by you and the next draft should be written by AI. So you can simply refine it, fine tune it again and again. Use Claude systems. Give it as a prompt to Claude. Write your first draft and then let Claude rewrite the entire thing based on your story, back end story, and all those positioning and persona. The last thing is profile funnel. Again, this is a one-time setup. You have to visit your profile and fix your cover image, CTO, about section, lead magnet, all those things. Last thing is revenue engine. Turn post into money. Now, right now I'm talking about lead generation and all with LinkedIn and everything. I'm going to deliver you a second video. This video is, I think, already 30 minutes long. So I'm going to give you a second video where I'm going to speak about how to build an email list and how you can use tools like ConvertKit and all and connect with it in a long-term funnel. Now some advanced strategies. Now these are 5 ways to supercharge your LinkedIn system. The first one is voice DNA extraction. This is very important. I want you guys to paste 5 to 10 of your best posts into Claude. Something like, extract. The prompt should be something like this: extract writing patterns like tone, sentence length, vocabulary, opening and closing styles. This is very important. Opening and closing styles actually make a lot of changes. If some posts are doing very good, I want you to save that opening and closing style so that you can use it in multiple posts again and again. Okay. The second important thing is repurposing calendar. Now, I meet a lot of founders and I always hear this as a complaint that Ashish, we are out of content. They don't realize that the same content can be, rewritten with a fresh angle or updated example or different content style. I already showed you some styles like observational, motivational, and all those things. So you can give this prompt after another 1 month or maybe 2-3 months to rewrite your past content with a different angle, okay, with a different example. Or maybe by that time, after 90 days or 120 days, there are new examples, the new case studies for the same particular content. Okay, so you have to repurpose your calendar. The third thing is smart commenting. Now, I want you guys to keep on commenting to big creators' posts. You can ask about, a genuine valuable question, maybe a new perspective, maybe an example, maybe a question, something. If you keep on doing this, what happens is this exposes you to the entire audience of that big creator. If your particular thing is actually valuable and is adding a new perspective or new value, they will click on your profile and come to you and visit your profile. Now, I already mentioned you that your profile is a lead magnet and is going to generate leads for you. So you have to be very, very clear with your whole commenting plan. You should keep on doing it. Now, outbound templates. After 2-4 months of engagement, I want you to, start doing some outbound messages. First, you can ask Claude to generate something like this. Maybe something like craft, non-salesy outreach, DMs. Tone should be helpful, not pitchy. The goal should be offer free 20-minute session, not a sell. Okay. You can do it with your own Claude, or if you're struggling with this, you can reach out to me via my email, workashisharya@gmail.com, or maybe a comment in this whole video. I'll share you my own outbound DM templates. You can simply rewrite it with your niche and offer and start doing it. Okay. Now, this last thing is selling rhythm planning. Now, use your Claude to plan weekly content split. Now, I already told you Monday to Thursday should be value nurturing. It should not be like selling and encashing them. You should actually help them first. And Friday, it should be something like an offer wrapped in a value. Again, don't add any fake timer like this is expiring today, you'll never find this deal again and again. Please don't do that. Respect your words. build so much trust in your words that if you are saying something that this offer is expiring, people should actually believe that it is expiring. It should not look like a fake alert or fake trigger. Okay. Now, if you have any issues by right now, you can simply ask some help from me in the comment section. I can drop you my exact system, which you can simply plug and play and get started. Okay. Now, at the end, you can comment me anything, maybe system, maybe automate, and I can give you a complete prompt pack with all the steps, all the prompts. You can simply copy that prompt and paste it in your Claude account. The only thing mandatory is you need to have a Claude Pro account. It was roughly going to cost you $20, I guess. If that is also a complete headache for you, I can give you my Claude Articraft. You have to simply, post your own persona, your particular questions and all, and it is going to keep on generating content again and again for you. In the next video, I'm going to cover about ConvertKit, email sequence, and how to build your own audience, like your own tribe, nurturing sequence. And then after, I'm going to use Claude Terminal, Claude Code, where I'm going to show how to automate everything. And with just one prompt, once your whole persona and everything is built, you can simply plug in that Claude Code terminal, and it will simply going to write it off and also upload it at the same time on LinkedIn. So stay tuned, and let's see you in the next video. Thank you. Bye.